Jane Hume says it was churlish of you to call for Kevin Rudd to be sacked as ambassador. Do you still believe he needs to go?
I welcome all the comments from my talented backbench, and I know, like me, that they are focused on the real bread and butter issues that matter to our small businesses, to our households, to our families, to our mums and dads living in the Shire, struggling with a cost of living crisis under this government, and listening to us about how there can be a better way forward with personal income taxes, fiscal discipline and a fairer future for Gen Z and millennials.
With Kevin Rudd again, was that a captain's call when you said he needed to be sacked?
Well, Kevin Rudd is the Prime Minister's choice for ambassador. It's a big job. What was clear yesterday was that the Prime Minister has a lot of catching up to do with respect to the relationship with the US and the next steps. And I welcomed yesterday that important first moves and meetings have happened. But there is a lot more to happen, including the relief on tariffs that other countries have been able to secure. There was no conversation yesterday in the Oval Office about relief from tariffs. Commitments by Australia with respect to critical minerals, and we welcome the start of something. We need to look at the detail, but nothing about the tariff burden for our steel and aluminium sector. In the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer was able to negotiate those tariffs down by 50%. Our Prime Minister was unable to do that. Now, there's 200,000 jobs relying on those industries here in Australia. And I would like to hear the Prime Minister back in those industries and talk about moves with the US to actually change our tariff burden at this point in time.
On net zero, this year actually on net zero, we also didn't pass this year next year.
I'm working with the group of dedicated colleagues that's led by Dan Tehan, who is our Shadow Energy Minister, and there's at least 3 policy meetings coming up in the calendar, all with respect to developing an energy policy that has 2 fundamentals: that we deliver a stable, reliable grid to provide affordable energy for households and businesses, and that we do play our role in reducing emissions internationally. And I point once again to the train wreck energy policy of this government and the ridiculous statements of a Prime Minister who says we are manufacturing and making things in Australia. Clearly that cannot happen with a part-time broken energy grid, which is what we see in front of us today. Thanks, everybody.
Sussan Ley there speaking in Sydney, standing by her call on Kevin Rudd and responding to some of the criticism of it, including from her own backbencher, Jane Hume, who said that suggestions that Rudd should be sacked are churlish. And Sussan Ley says she welcomes all the feedback from backbenchers, including Jane Hume on that one. So a bit of an awkward one for her to navigate there. Trying to continue her focus on the economy, the economic pitch that she believes she can rally the troops around, and she'll continue that on the energy front, on the taxation front and on the spending front, as you heard in that news conference.